I looked at a YouTube video a couple of nights ago showing the conditions of San Francisco. It was an unbelievable thing to me to see. Anyway, showing the conditions in San Francisco of the homeless. There's just thousands and thousands of homeless people with, sleeping outside in tents and sleeping bags, and just up and down different streets in San Francisco, and drug addicts, people, laying on the street shooting up and stuff. Thousands of them laying in the BART train. Anyway, in the like the entrance to the BART stations, people laying on both sides of the train depot, shooting up, laying there, sleep and vomiting, and it's just sickening to me. And of course, San Francisco is run by Democrats, idiots. And of course, their solution is to help the homeless by giving them more drugs. I can't remember exactly the figure. I think it's 400,000 needles that they give the drug addicts a month. I think it is 400,000 syringes that they can shoot themselves up again, to keep them going. And so anyway, there's thousands and thousands of homeless and people that are drug addicts laying in the streets of San Francisco, tents and sleeping bags and baskets and crap and garbage, shitting on the sidewalks, shitting on the streets. That could be a song. Shitting on the sidewalk, shitting on the streets. There's shit everywhere, In fact, they have a poop map. They have a poop map that the tourists can get, and if there's a lot of pictures of poop in a certain area, that means that you better stay out of there unless you like the smell of poop, or unless you like looking at poop. Unless your first name is Fly, and I don't mean Marty Fly. From Back to the Future, if you're a fly, you might love where there's a lot of poop. After all, 1 billion flies can't be wrong. They groove on poop, baby. They love it. They have it for breakfast. They have it for lunch. They have it for supper. And all around the town, baby. They love it. But those that don't like the smell of poop and to look at poop, and I don't mean dog poop. Anyway, they have a map, a poop map, that the tourists can get, and if there's a lot of poop in a certain area, then that you might want to stay away from. But if there's just a little, icon of a poop or some poop, that means that it's okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay to visit that area of San Francisco. The city by the bay. Oh, boy. I left my poop in San Francisco. Anyway, I remember going to San Francisco when I was in junior high. And I made a couple of trips to San Francisco with my sisters. One of my sisters lived in San Francisco on Pine Street. And I remember, when I was, like I said, in junior high, I remember going downtown. I was with myself. At times I wasn't with myself. But I used to like to go down and walk around the streets of San Francisco by myself. And I've always wanted to become a stockbroker. And so I used to love to go down to the financial section of San Francisco. These, really neat architecture buildings, and just kind of feel the greatness and the I can't put it into words. I could just feel the success and the class. It was a classy city. When I went to San Francisco, the few times I was there, it was a classy city. Like I said, I always wanted to become a stockbroker. And so when I got home, when I graduated high school, I studied, took my my state securities exam. I took classes, school, and then I took my state securities exam and my national securities exam, I think the NASD or whatever it was, and became a stockbroker. So I was a stockbroker for several years of my life. And anyway, getting back to San Francisco, it was a great city. I loved it. I would just absolutely loved walking down the different streets, like down by Union Park, or Union Square, I guess they call it, and just sitting there and watching the people walk by and looking at different buildings like Woolworths and TWA building and looking at different really classy stores like Macy's or whatever. I can't remember them all now, but it was such a thrill just to be part of it. And ride the cable cars. Jeez, how fun was that to ride the cable cars and go up these hills and the bing, 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 a lot of black people, really nice guys that were dinging, they were the streetcar, what do you call them? Conductors. Yeah, conductors. And looking at the hills, up and down the hills, and smelling the smell of the brakes, that they put on when they made their stops, and ding, 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 and when they're approaching a red light or people got in the way of the trolley car. I mean, it was incredible. I loved it, going up to Ghirardelli Square and getting up there and having going over to I can't remember some restaurant where they served really great sundaes, ice cream sundaes, and it was fun. It was so much fun. I just loved it. I loved San Francisco. My heart, for a lot of time in my junior high and high school years, was in San Francisco. I loved that city. It was such a neat city. Now, apparently today it's literally full of shit. There is thousands of homeless people up and down different streets, garbage, shit, needles. It's ridiculous. The show that I saw wasn't just talking about it; it was showing film of it. It was shocking, absolutely shocking. I mean, the lure and the thrill of going to San Francisco, taking your children to see a neat city, is gone. What are you going to take, Billy and Sally, to San Francisco? What's that over there, Mommy? Oh, don't worry about that. Don't pay any attention to that, honey. That's just a man taking a shit. Apparently, the people, well, they've got to take a dump. I guess all the porta potties are filled up, but there's shit all over the sidewalk. There's shit all over the streets. You know, people, you know, take their pants down and taking a load on the sidewalk. What's that, Mommy? Well, don't worry. Don't look at that. That's just a man taking a shit, honey. What's that over there, Mommy? Oh, that's a man over there with his pants down taking a shit between two cars, honey. Don't pay any attention to that. It smells, Mommy. I'm scared. It smells. Well, don't breathe, Sally. Don't breathe, Billy and Sally. Hold your nose. The city by the bay, they left their poop on the streets of San Francisco. Sickening. It's sickening what has become of San Francisco and other cities. There's other cities that have tent cities. The homeless. A lot of the homeless don't want help. There's help to the cities are giving the helpless, whether it's shelter and clothing and food, but a lot of them don't want it. They'd rather steal stuff. They'd rather beg and be a pest to people on the streets. I do feel sorry for them. I don't want to be around them. It's kind of a dilemma. I don't want to be around them. I wish they weren't in cities, including my city that I live in. I wish they weren't here. I don't want to associate with them. I wish they'd get out of here. And I just wish they weren't here. But they're all God's children. Regardless if we want them or not, they're all God's children. And so it's a dilemma. It's a dilemma for me that there are so many people that have lost it. They have lost it, you know? I think that if they took the time to sober up, that most of them would prefer not being that way. But they are that way, and all they can think about is their next needle and getting drugs, or getting the money to get drugs, or stealing whatever it takes to get drugs and shooting up again, because they need it. They need a fix, baby. I feel sad. I feel sad for them. But the days of going to San Francisco for a great vacation, I think, are over with. And it's sad. It really is sad that the world, United States, has come to this point. And I really don't know what the solution is. I'm not so sure that the solution is giving these drug addicts drugs every month. Maybe that's the solution. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. But anyway, I feel sad that San Francisco is not what it used to be, because it used to be such a grand super city, a magnificent city. And it breaks my heart that there's so many homeless and people are shitting on the streets and shitting on the sidewalks. I mean, it sounds funny, but it isn't funny. It's sickening. It's sickening and it's sad at the same time. Anyway, I'm booking trips to San Francisco. I have a fun bus that it's the Fun San Francisco sightseeing bus, and it's being sponsored by myself. I'm going to be on the bus, giving people the play-by-play action to the sights and sounds of San Francisco. Now there's two different tickets. One ticket is a kind of a clean San Francisco, where we go down streets of San Francisco on the fun bus. On the fun bus, we'll drive down the streets of San Francisco the best we can. The best we can. We'll be driving down the best we can to the clean San Francisco. The best we can, and then I'll do the narrating. What we're seeing. Well, we're seeing St. Patrick's Church on the left side, boys and girls. Or we're, boy, look at those pigeons over there, boys and girls. Aren't they something? There's sure a lot of them. Look at the guy with his popcorn, boys and girls. He's feeding the pigeons. Isn't that fun? The pigeons are on his shoulders and stuff, eating his popcorn. Isn't that fun, boys and girls? So it's guaranteed to be a fun time, because I'm going to be on the bus telling you about the sights and sounds of San Francisco. And then the other ticket is going to be the shady part of San Francisco, the dirty part, the X-rated movies and the dirty movie section, and there's blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks of filth, nudity, on stage, live and nude. You wouldn't want them not live and nude, would you? Dead and nude. But anyway, live, nude, completely nude, baby. Beautiful. No pasties here, baby. Completely nude. So the other ticket, and it costs twice as much. Adults only, 18 and over, but we're going to go, I'll be driving up and down the streets of San Francisco, and all the dirty movie strip clubs, and and up to North Beach, and some of the gay strip clubs and different things, and I'll be driving this, and I'll be narrating and telling people, oh, there's Gloria. She's a bubble dancer, She pops the bubbles, and then she's totally nude, baby. I'll give you a kind of a play-by-play action on what's really going on in the clubs. Not that I've ever gone into the clubs, but I have an idea of what goes on. But I'll give you the best play-by-play I can, and then we'll motor on down to Sutton Street, or some of the Market Street, or some of the places that there's some shit on the sidewalks, and actual people will try to sneak up on them. We won't blow our horn on the we won't blow our horn on the fun bus, but we'll kind of sneak up on them, and see if we can actually see some women and men out there, taking their pants down and having a shit. Maybe they're shitting on a car that's parked there, Maybe they're shitting between the cars, Maybe they're taking a big dump in front of one of the Chinese restaurants, huh? Maybe there's a Chinese person taking a shit on some white person's that's a priority in a different competitor store, And then we'll go down another street, and there's tents and sleeping bags, and let's don't get on that needle. Well, boy, try to not to get a flat tire with all the needles out on the street, and sometimes we'll honk at them, boys and girls, and beep beep, and then some of the people, depending on if they're out of it or not. If they're awake, some of the people will wave to us, and you can wave back, boys and girls, but don't open your windows. Don't open your windows. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your windows shut. I've got the doors locked so they can't get in the bus. But keep your windows shut, because there's a foul smell out there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It smells like shit for blocks. So I'll tell you when you can roll your windows back down. Anyway, it's a fun time now. Anyway, send your money in, and we'll have an experience like you won't believe. We'll have a fun experience on the Fun Bus for the sights and sounds of San Francisco with yours truly as your driver and your narrator. We'll have a hell of a good time, boys and girls, really, seriously. So, hope to see you soon. All aboard, suckers!